refresh the chat. Refresh. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the second half of the night. We are switching over to Pauper Oathbreaker. I'm pretty stoked about this. This Oathbreaker stuff has been pretty fun. With Oathbreaker itself, when you're playing Pauper, the Oathbreaker card itself and the signature spell are uncommon. The remaining of the cards themselves are on all commons. The downfall, quote unquote, is there are only 21 options to choose for the Oathbreaker itself, but there are plenty of options for the signature spell, and it brings a lot more fun and more uniqueness to the format itself, incorporating the two together. So what we're going to do is we're going to just state who we are, who we chose to play, the signature spell, and then we're going to get right into the cards themselves and get into this game. As usual, the life total starts at 20. There is no commander damage, but it can still do serious work. Like I've already seen Nahiri with the Steel Shaper over there, so I think we're going to have some pretty crazy stuff. All right, so Aries, you are ready to go and start her up.
Hello, I'm Aries, also known as Casey. I am with Value Engine EDH. That'll be Instagram, Twitch, all of that fun stuff. Today, I will be running Nahiri, Storm of Stone. Basically, what this is a Boros Planeswalker for 4 mana. As long as it's my turn, my creatures I control have first strike, and equip abilities I cast or I activate cost 1 less to act. Notably, it can reduce it to 0. And -X, it deals X damage to target tapped creature, and it enters with 6 loyalty. So it is both aggressive by giving my creature first strike, ramps a little by making my activated cost a little bit cheaper, and removal. And to balance out that trifecta, I have Steel Shaper's Gift as my signature spell. This is a 1 mana sorcery. Search my library for an equipment card, reveal that card, and put it to my hand and shuffle my library. So this is effectively Boros card draw in the command zone.
Yeah, seriously.
Funnily enough, this card is valued at $17. The entire deck is $32. So this one card is more expensive than the other 59 in the deck. Yeah. You want me to play my turn 1 as well?
Yeah.
So it will just be a Lorehold Campus. It enters tapped for a red-white, and I can pay 4 and tap it to scry 1 later on. Pastor?
I am Hipstevious Cat's Meowth, owner and curator of Hipstevious Cat's Meowth Gaming Emporium, which you can join at my solo.2 link, which I'll drop in the chat at some point.
Good, sweet.
And I just love playing Magic. I was playing when I was a kid, and then I kind of got busy and forgot about it and just kind of stumbled back into it like a year and a half ago, and I've been having a blast. Just kind of noticed a lot of people on the spell table were like, hey, do you have Discord? Do you have Discord after every game? So I started doing it. Next thing I know, I've got like 150 people in my Discord, which is pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
I really enjoy flavor text lands, and I'd love it if you joined my Discord. I'm playing Jaya Venerated Firemage with Empty the Warrens. So I'm going to try to do a bunch of damage. I'm going to try to storm off and make a ton of goblins, possibly go infinite, swing wide at the whole table, and ping with lots of burn spells. So basically, drawing from Kuldotha Red inspiration for my Pauper Oathbreaker deck.
Oh, yeah.
For my turn 1, I'm going to slap down a mountain and just pass the good old turn right there.
In chat, we have Shadowboy Tyler saying hi, Hip, because you go to their LGS.
Oh, what's up, Tyler? How's it going? Hello, my friend. That's the homie, Tyler.
What's up, y'all? I'm EB Shine, other known as Eric. I stream with Chris almost every Monday on my channel playing Pauper. We just started mixing in some Oathbreaker. This is actually my second Pauper Oathbreaker deck. It's Arlinn, the voice of the pack. So a lot of wolves and werewolves. And the signature spell is Howl of the Night Pack. So I get to put 2/2 wolf creature tokens into play for each forest I control. So a lot of land and a lot of wolves. We'll see what happens. My first turn, I will play a forest, and I will tap that forest and play an arbor wolf. I mean, geez, an arbor elf. I can untap a forest with it, and it's a 1/1, and I will pass the turn.
All right, untap and draw. I'm playing Jiang, Yanggu, Wildcrafter. Each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it has tapped to add 1 mana of any color. -1 starting at 3 to put a counter on target creature. And the signature spell is Inspiring Call, 2 and a green. Draw a card for each creature you control with a 1/1 counter on it, and also those creatures gain indestructible until end of turn. So good draw spell plus little protection as well. Turn 1, I'm going to play a Desert of the Indomitable, tapped and pass turn.
Great. Quick question. This is multiplayer, so was I supposed to?
Oh yeah, you can draw. You figure first. I didn't know if you had or not. 100%. You're good.
Apologies about that.
Oh, I just realized now that you're pointing that out that I totally forgot to draw on my first turn.
I know. It's
So you
it's
got.
a nice level of extra stress
Should I
and
draw
trying
it?
to remember.
Yeah, you can draw 100%. Yeah,
and stuff
you're good at that.
All right.
when you have to introduce yourself on top of taking your turn.
Yeah.
But I like it. I like it.
Also, Hip, don't forget about your life total.
Oh,
Yep. That's what makes
you
this
can
crazy.
Make, yeah, you can make an Oathbreaker room in spell table and it'll
Yeah,
start
I
it.
completely
He's
forgot about that.
lazy.
Yeah.
I'll play a mountain for turn, 2 mana barbed Batterfist. It has 4 Mirrodin. When this enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 red rebel creature token, and then attach this to it. Equipped creature gets +1/-1, and equipped for 1. Assuming it enters, a 2/2 will created, and then we'll attach to it, creating essentially a 3/1, and I will pass in.
We're gonna do the old untap and draw, and I'm gonna slap down a flavor text mountain because I enjoy them so much. And does this make my lighting better?
Oh,
It's a little darker, but I think that's way better. I think we're gonna love that a lot more.
Way too dark for me.
Slap down a Mogwar Marshal, and when he ETBs, make us a goblin, and I'll pass the turn.
I will untap and draw. We'll play a forest for turn. I will tap 2 and play a quilted wolf. If I pay 5, it gets +4/+4 to the end of turn, and it is a 2/2. I'm gonna tap the Arbor Elf and untap a forest, and then I will pass the turn.
Tap and draw. I'll do a forest, tap 2 into a rampant growth. Look for a forest, battlefield tap, pass turn. We're good to go, Aries.
All right. I will tap my mountain to play a Bone Splinter. It's an artifact, a equipment, obviously. Equipped creature gets +2/+0, and it has equipped 1. I will tap the Lorehold Campus to equip it to my Rebel. Then I will play my land for turn, which is a Boros Garrison, returning my mountain back to my hand, and move to combat. You're such a generous host, not having any creatures on your side of the battlefield, so I will swing a 5/1 at you.
I will take 5, go to 15. Yeesh.
That's it.
Starting strong.
He deserves it.
Sorry, did you say you're passing after that?
Yep, and that is all I can
Okay.
do. That's turn.
I'm going to untap, and at my upkeep, I'm not going to pay the echo cost, so Mogwar Marshal's going to die. And then we're going to get another goblin, a cool one. And I'm going to go to my draw step. Play a mountain. I am going to a red Skirk Prospector. I'm going to tap Flame Breather. And now I'm going to go to combat. And do you have any creatures up there, Eric?
I have a 2/2 quilted wolf.
And Aries, is your Oathbreaker out or is it in the command zone?
It is in the command zone, and slide that out of.
So you're telling me you have no blockers.
At the card.
I am telling you that my one creature is tapped.
I'm going to go to combat and swing both these goblins at you for 2 total damage.
Were one of those created this turn by your Mog War Fanatic?
That is true. I'm going to swing this goblin at you.
Yeah.
1 damage, which is a lot in Oathbreaker. And then I'm going to pass my turn. I've had a very long day. I am a tired magic player.
I will untap and draw. I will play a forest for turn. I'm gonna pay 3, and I will play Nature's Embrace. Enchanted creature or land. As long as it's enchanted to a creature, the creature gets +2/+2. As long as it is attached to a land, it adds 2 of any one color. So I'm gonna attach that to a land, and then
Very good card in Pauper.
yes, it is. And then I will use the Arbor Elf. I'll tap the Arbor Elf to untap that one. Then I will just pass from there.
All right. Untap and draw. Do forest. 3. Do a fertilid. And it comes with a counter on it. And I will pass the turn after that.
All right, land for turn. 4 mana. Out to my Oathbreaker. Places on the other side of the table, so I'll go grab those after my turn. As I said earlier, gives my creature first strike on my turn, and equip abilities cost 1 less to activate, and I will -1 it to have it deal 1 damage to target tap creature. Eric, that'll be your Arbor Elf.
Destroy it, correct?
Yeah.
Yep, 1 damage to it.
Yep.
And that'll put Nahiri at 5 counters. Like I said, I will grab a dice to represent that in a moment. And Hip, I will swing a 5/1 first strike at you.
I am going to take 5.
That's all I have for turn.
Gonna untap and I will draw. I'm gonna see how this goes here. I'm gonna tap this mountain for a Rite of Flame. So I'll add 2 red. I'm gonna use that 2 red to cast Battle Him. I'm gonna add red.
Yep.
For each. Add red to my mana pool for each creature I control. That'll get me 4. This is my storm count here.
Yep.
This is my red mana.
We're also losing from the Kessig.
You'll also have, there's a couple Kessig Flame Breather triggers. Take 1 and then another 1, 2 total
so
each.
2 totes.
I'm gonna tap red here, and I'm gonna cast Desperate Ritual, and that'll give me 3 more red to my mana pool.
Yep.
And that'll be another trigger. Here I'm gonna pay 5 for Jaya, which will add to my storm count again. And that'll be another hit on Kessig Flame Breather.
Yep.
Gonna ETB with 5 loyalty. And then I will use 1 red mana, play End the Festivities, which is gonna trigger Kessig Flame Breather. And then End the Festivities is gonna do 1 damage to each opponent and each creature and planeswalker they control.
Yep, so this is at 1 right now.
And that is my
This is at
5th
1.
spell. My 5th spell.
Notably,
Maybe-
we're taking 2 damage from Kessig Flame Breather and 2 damage from the Saints of Jaya, correct?
That is true, actually. Yeah, sorry.
That's true. And then these are done dead.
So that would be 4 total
Yep,
to your
something.
life totals, and then
Yep.
2 to each creature and planeswalker. And then with this red floating, I'm going to play Brightstone Ritual, which will be my 6th spell, and that'll do 2 damage to everybody. And I'm going to get 3 red mana to my mana pool.
Yep.
And I'm going to sack this goblin for a red, and then I'm going to pay for
4.
Empty the Warrens, which will do 2 damage to all of you again. That is going to be my 7th spell, so I'm going to make
That's
14 goblins. I can just go infinite
Yeah.
from there.
You know, that's the first time in Pauper I've seen an infinite combo.
It's flawless.
A friend of mine at the LGS got me into Pauper, and I was shocked how many infinite decks
so
there
much.
are in Pauper. There's like Walls Combo and a bunch of other stuff. Tron, I think, goes infinite. It's banned in regular Pauper
Yeah,
for
the
a reason.
60 card, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was like, I was messaging Chris, and I was like, I don't know what the ban list is. Like,
Yeah.
what is the ban list for this? Can I put Grape Shot in here and stuff like that? And he was like, no Rhystic Studies, no Mystic Remora.
That's all it is.
That's it. And I was like, okay.
All right. Let's reset the game and go to game 2.
Amazing. I should have probably asked that question because all I did is I went to Scryfall, Advanced Search, and clicked Legal and Oathbreaker and Legal and Pauper. So if it was banned in either one of those, it's not in my deck.
No Mana Guys and Oathbreaker. I checked. Ha ha ha. Yeah, that's like the only. There's a few an Oathbreaker that like it's more so to
Mana
help
Guys.
stop. Yeah.
Yeah, Mana Geyser is the one fast mana ritual red thing that you cannot put in here.
All right. Reset the game. All right. Go. Everyone go back down to 20, and then we'll start with this order.
You're all coming for me now.
Now we all know how she rolls. And also, if you guys have the deck list or anything like that, you can just send it over to me so I can put it in the post-op video.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Please and thank yous.
That's the other thing too. I have in my Solo.2 link, I have like my Moxfield deck lists are all in there, so people can look at them.
Yeah, I'll put everything in the video that I post up. No, I'll drop that down.
Yeah, I'll put this in as soon as we're done.
We'll probably be able to get a few games in with the way this stuff moves fast.
All right, we only have to keep playing until I win. So
Fair. All right. We got
I
it.
don't care what happens now. I got a dub. I don't need to win.
The rest of the
again.
games is
I can
whatever.
lose
now, yeah.
every game for the rest of the night. Doesn't matter. Got my dub for the day. Do every misplay.
Whatever you're ready, Aries, you're more than welcome to give her a go.
yeah, I'm just debating on if I want to keep this awkward hand or not.
And I got the lists from both of you, also perfect.
I'm gonna
Yeah, I just sent that
Yeah, I
over.
just got it over here.
all of my color spells were red, and my red mana was attached to the bounce land, so I wouldn't have been playing anything till like turn 4.
One of those hands, yeah.
So
So
I
yeah,
only
everything with red
tested
this mana was weird.
I only tested this a few times the other night, and I had to like kind of adapt it a bit to figure out what I wanted to do with it. And I got to a place where I was like, okay, I think this is good. like everything I've heard about Oathbreaker is basically that it's like extremely like cutthroat as a format,
Pretty
and it's
much,
like
yeah.
way faster, and you have to be like ripping. So I was like, all right, I don't want to go on Twitch and have a non-functional deck.
Right,
So
yeah.
I just wanted to test it a bit. Maybe I over tested it. No, I think I just kind of got lucky there, to be honest.
Well, it's basically Jaya with the Warrens is kind of like playing gutter snipe, but guaranteeing
It's kinda-
a
yeah.
specific spell in the zone already. That way you're
It's like Perforos
Yeah.
dollar store Perforos. This is dollar store.
Good way to
Perforos,
put it.
basically. I think
Right.
like looking at what gets played, I definitely pulled some cards literally out of my Perforos deck, and then I pulled just commons, obviously. And I pulled some inspiration from like the Kultoth the Red burn deck.
Hmm.
I think I mentioned it earlier. Which is a Pauper deck, which is like
very
really
fun
sick.
one. Yeah.
That's one of the ones I want to build. Oh, look at your dog.
Yep. There's this one.
Cute little doggy.
And then there's this one. She's a ragdoll.
I was gonna say which dog are you playing with?
This one's Marnie.
Oh,
Marnie's the ragdoll.
oh yeah.
I didn't have the Twitch stream open.
And then Willow's the one that's always jealous of everything. That's the one
Willow's the big.
that was the
big
big one. This is Willow.
I think
Yeah.
I saw Willow and Marnie last time I was on
Yeah.
here.
And then Humphrey's in the background floating around. It's nighttime, so he sleeps.
Oh, is he the one sleeping back there?
No, so Humphrey's
No, that's a
Corgi.
ragdoll. Oh, got you.
Humphrey, come here. Not you, Willow. Look out. Come here, Humphrey. We want to see you. Oh, he's a little heavier. Yeah, so,
Big dog.
so he's the 50-pound Corgi.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. He's
Yep.
what you call chunky. Yes, you're
Yeah.
chunky.
Little bit.
Good chunky, humpy dunk. Okay. Thank you, buddy. Funny thing is the big doodle is the same weight as him, but she's like 4 times his size.
Oh wow.
It's crazy. You got 7 Aries?
Yep.
All right.
I'm ready to go.
Word.
I'm
Whenever you're
good
ready.
with just my initial 7.
All right. Mountain go.
Thriving roots. Go look for a forest. Put in my hand.
Nice. I love that card. All right, I'll draw a card. Slap down a mountain and let's tap this for a chromatic star, and then I'll pass the turn.
Alrighty, I will draw, play a forest. And guess what's coming out again? An Arbor Elf. And then I'll pass the turn.
All right. Plains. I will play Golden Mirror. Taps for a white.
Untap and draw. Forest. Tap 2 for a Nat Lore. Look for a forest. And
Big mana deck gets mana.
yep.
I'm gonna tap and draw. Play a mountain. Literally the same mountain, actually, from a different year. 7 years earlier. I am going to tap my mountain into Chromatic Star to add a red and sack it, and then I'll draw a card when it hits the graveyard. I have a red floating, and then that red to play Faithless Looting. So I'll draw 2 and discard 2. I'm gonna discard Thermopod, and yeah, I picked it up specifically for this. It's like another one of the goblin guys. Forget his name right now. Also gonna discard Flame Blessed Bolt. And so awkward. I think I have to just pass the turn there.
Alrighty, I will untap and draw. I'll play a forest, tap 2, play a rampant growth, and pass the turn.
FYI, you have phased out. So
Yeah, we just lost your
Yep.
visuals there.
Don't know why. Yeah. Reset this over here. Configure inputs. I will hit refresh.
I am now the game's host. Wall shall fear.
Yeah. All right. There you go.
Like hold on commander, and it should be good then. Mountain, 4 mana for Nahiri. And I will just pass turn. Because there's not an Arbor Elf tapped anymore.
All right. Untap and draw. Forest. I don't want to play Jiang. All right. I'll do 2 for a Pollen Bright Druid, and then put a counter on it. So it's a 2/2. And then for 2, I'll do a Setessan Champion. Setessan Training, and +1/+0 and draw a card. And I will pass after that.
I'll untap and draw. Play a mountain for turn. And I'm gonna tap 3 and play Goblin Matron. When it ETBs, I may search my library for a goblin card, reveal that card, and put it into my hand and shuffle. And I grab Skirk Prospector. Then I'm gonna pass my turn.
Alrighty, I will untap and draw. I will play a forest. I will tap 3 forests and play Overgrowth. Enchanted Land. Whenever Enchanted Land taps, it adds 2 forests. Put that on the untapped forest. I'm gonna tap that forest and play the Ferocious Pup. When it when it ETBs, I create a 2/2 wolf token. And then I'm going to tap the Arbor Wolf to untap the enchanted land. And I will pass the turn.
Things first, things first. -1 is Arbor Elf.
1 damage to the Arbor Wolf.
No, Arbor Elf, yeah.
Arbor Elf.
Arbor Elf.
It's honorary wolf at this point.
It's dead.
Now for the rest of my turn, it's a little bit weird. Away and land for turn. 3 mana, Militant Inquisitor. Gets +1/+0 for each equipment I control. Will pay 1, cast Steel Saber's Gift. Tutor for an equipment, put it in my hand. Going to tutor for Flare House. Pay 1 mana Living Weapon. So when it enters, it'll create a 0/0 black germ creature token and then attach this to it. And the equipped creature gets +1/+1 and equipped for 2. I will pay 1 white, and that'll be my turn. So I have a 1/1 and a 3/3 untap.
Untap and draw.
Oh, now we lost you.
Monster's gone. I mean, Ares is gone. There's some names here. I'm gonna do 4 for a Trailblazer's Torch. ETB, gain the initiative. Pull this up here. Can I pull up the Undercity over here? The Undercity.
Oh yeah, you can slap it in as your commander.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Undercity. All right, so it's my commander. Just gotta follow. Thank you, Shannable, for the follow. All right, so I'm going to go look for a basic land, put it into my hand, look for a forest. It's in my hand thus far, and then I'm going to pay 1 to equip the torch over to it. When an equipped creature becomes blocked, deals 2 damage to each creature blocking it. I will then just pass the turn. It is a let's 2 it 1. 3/2 with trample.
Sorry, who'd you swing it at?
Oh no, I'm just seeing what it is. I passed
Oh,
turn.
got you. I'm gonna untap and I will draw.
We are 6 away from 350 followers. We're almost there.
Ooh, nice. Throw that Twitch channel.
Exactly.
All right, I'm gonna play a mountain as my land for turn. Please don't notice that I have 2 mountains that are the same art. I'll separate them so it's
Different years, so right.
they're different years,
So not
which
fully
means
the
they're
same.
different. They are unique lands. Okay, that's how I do it. Ooh, let me ponder for a second here and see if I am able to do math right now.
I think that would break your color identity.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're supposed to just go for it. McKellian, thank you for the follow. Oh, we are almost there. McKellian or Michael Lyon, whatever the way it's pronounced. Still a cool name, but thank you for the follow.
Oh, Mikalian, nice. He's from my Discord. He must have come through to watch.
Oh, hell yeah.
Let's do this. I'm gonna tap 2 and I'll play Thermal Alchemist. I'm gonna tap 2.
There's Value Engine.
A little bit. I'm going to play Thrill of Possibility, and as an additional cost to cast it, I have to discard a card. I'm going to draw 2, and this might be a mistake, but I'm going to discard Goblin Bushwhacker.
Interesting.
Draw 2 cards.
That is a choice of discarding.
That is a choice that I just made there. Cannot tap him because he does not have haste, but that's okay.
All right, we're now 4 away from 350. Almost there.
I think I'm just going to pass here.
I only followed, so then once you get to 349, I can unfollow and then refollow at 5.
There you go.
Bear with it.
I will untap and draw. Play a force. So let's do it this way. 4, 5, and 6. And we'll bring out my Oathbreaker.
Okay, Arlinn is out.
Arlinn is out. So each creature that is a wolf or a werewolf enters the battlefield. It gets an additional 1/1 counter. If I -2 from her, I get 2/2 wolf.
I posted the deck I made for that Arlinn on my page, and someone's like, "What's the point of this? These aren't cards people use." I'm like, "That is the point."
That's the whole point of it.
Yes.
So I was able to very quickly explain to my sleepmate the point of this format. And just by all right, this is what the rarities are. This is what we normally use. This is what we're forcing ourselves to use. And they're like, yeah, that sounds amazing. This sounds like a great time.
Oh, it's super fun. That's part of why Pauper is so fun, and I got so excited about Pauper is the decks are really interesting. They're really cheap, and it's it feels kind of like almost more nostalgic somehow. And
I 100%
not just
agree.
because it's like more affordable, and then also there's a lot of just older cards are used in the format. I feel like.
Which is the truth is like you bring back to like the times where like you first started playing Magic and you're cracking all these packs. You're like you don't think anything of the cards other than the rare, pretty much. And now you're going back to like, oh, I remember this card. I remember seeing that card, that tournament art, and that pack. Like it really brings back the true sense of Magic, almost, in my opinion.
Yeah, you're like getting mileage out of your commons, and you're
Exactly.
doing something interesting and exciting with cards that you probably wouldn't, take a second glance at usually.
Yeah, my favorite feeling was I built this in paper today, and I was looking through for Rebel tokens in my old Purley's box, and I found like a couple Rebel tokens, but as I was going through it, I like stopped and did a double take and went back a couple cards and was like, wait a second, this is in the deck. I need to set this aside too. And then I went through it and I found another like 4 or 5 cards in my like random
Such a
freely
good feeling.
like staff that I would.
Oh, that's awesome.
You got a follow from AX Fromanen. 3 away. We're almost there.
Yeah, and Chris and I have this conversation all the time. Like, he's like, "Why don't you just make a deck on Moxfield?" I'm like, "Because I love playing with the paper. Like,
Yeah, I love playing with paper.
I like Moxfield so everybody can see the deck that I make, but I hate being on Twitch and playing on the computer and not physically playing.
I just don't like all the clicking and everything. I feel like it just takes longer to
It
do
does add an
everything.
extra separate too, yeah.
And I like just being able to just physically do it analog style.
Yeah, it warps the cards, so I feel like it's a less enjoyable viewing experience. Because personally, it looks fine for me, but on Twitch or once you actually see it on spell tables, your cards are like stretched and warped, and there's no real way of getting around that without having just like a camera that's cropped.
Yeah, it's true.
So with my last mana, I'm gonna tap it and play a Thirsting Roots. I searched my library as we were talking for a basic land. I'm gonna reveal it, put it in my hand, and I already shuffled my deck. And I will oh man. Yeah, I was thinking about it. I'm just gonna pass the turn.
Reckless Impulse. So exile touch 2 cards in my library until end turn and may play this card.
I love that card so much.
Bone Splinter, Boots of Speed.
Moon Splitter.
Also not. 1 white for an Explorer's Coat. When a quick creature attack, let's see, it's up here for now. Look at the top card of my library. If it's a land, I may put it onto the battlefield tapped. Oh, I didn't even realize it goes onto the battlefield. Assumed it went to hand. We'll take a red to cast the Boots of Speed from exile, a white to cast the Bone Splitter from exile. And all of these have a quick cost of 1 colorless. So with Nahiri on my turn, they are 0.
Which is so cool.
What one do I want to load up in swing? So these would give +3 +0 and haste at the moment. Perfect. So their toughness doesn't really matter. Chris, what's the toughness of your creature over there?
2.
Nice. And you have the initiative, correct?
I have the initiative. I will be blocking. Yeah, I'm gonna jump it.
Before we get to there,
Yeah.
I get the Explorer's Coat trigger.
Correct.
Do I reveal it? I look at it, and then I can reveal it.
You look at it.
My land. It is not a land, so it'll stay on the top of the deck.
All right, so then my things die. My total power was 3.
I have first strike.
Okay, oh yeah, because Nahiri, yeah.
And then we will, second main phase, move all of these onto the Militant Inquisitor, except for the Flare Husk, so I get to keep my token. The Inquisitor is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, a 9/3 at the moment, if my math is correct. No first strike when it is on opponent's turn. And there's no tapped creature, and I will pass turn.
All right, I'm gonna untap. Undercity, I'm going to move into the Lost Well. I'm going to scry 2. I put both those at the bottom, and then drop turn. Do Forest, tap 2, 3 for a Master Chef for 1. Pinhorn Elves enters with a counter on it. More so just to keep there for that. I'm going to pass the turn after that. I don't want to keep the Undercity, so I got to have a blocker. But I'm probably going to lose this rotation.
Untap and draw a card.
Oh.
I'm going to play a mountain. And tap this mountain for Skirk Prospector. I'm gonna can I do the thing? I think I can. I'm gonna tap 3 Seething Song in response to the cast, I'm going to tap Thermal Alchemist to ping you all for 1.
Yep. Go to 19.
And then I will add 5 red mana to my mana pool. From count is 2, and then Thermal Alchemist will untap from casting an instant or sorcery. I'm going to use the 5 red floating to cast Jaya, and that'll be for ETBing with 5 loyalty. That's my 3rd storm count, and in response to the cast, or sorry, before she ETBs,
Yeah,
I will
tap it so we lose the one.
ping you again. She'll untap. I'm going to tap.
Normally, it won't untap when you cast a Planeswalker.
That is true. You are correct, because that's not an instant or sorcery. I'm thinking of the other card that does that. That is in my deck.
Archer, I think it is.
Thank you for the correction. Yeah, Firebrand Archer is in the deck somewhere. Tapping this red here. Rite of Flame to add red. I've got 2 red floating. That will untap Thermal Alchemist, and it'll be my 4th spell for turn. And I'll use the 2 red floating to cast Battle Hymn. I'll add 3 red because I have 3 creatures. I'll tap Thermal Alchemist in response to do 2 damage to everybody. I'll untap from the spell.
16.
My 5th spell. And then I'm going to sack
the one
Goblin
Gobbo, and then you have
Matron.
enough to win it, yeah.
Yeah, and then just
Yeah,
infinitely
you did
sack
exactly
and
enough.
do the thing. I had literally exactly enough.
Damn.
I was kind of sandbagging it because I was like, I need some more goblins or something, or another ritual. And
All right, so it's
Drew
basically note to
Goblin.
self, get rid of Skirk as usual. That's how Skirky works.
yeah, Skirk is, you should not let it be on the table.
All right.
See, with that, they played it the turn they went off, so it wasn't really even able to.
Yeah, I know, that's
do
the thing,
anything.
yeah.
And
I
I think
did-
they did it the last time too, where they played most of the stuff the turn they went off, with the exception of Skirk. But my removal is only tied to captured creatures. And
Yeah, that's the thing, yeah, you know,
difficult to interact
with that.
for me.
Yeah, I wanted to get Keswick Flame Breather on board or Firebrand Archer because does Firebrand Archer, does it tap?
No, it's doesn't tap that one. It's the Archer
That
and the
one
Kessig
that
don't tap.
Doesn't tap either. Yeah, they're just triggers.
Do this, reset that.
Oh, my pronouns are he, him, by the way.
No worries, we got that there. Surprised they haven't added that to Spelltub yet, in all honesty.
Some people have it in parentheses.
I've seen that
after
a lot,
their
yeah.
name. I didn't do that when I was
Do
making
it,
my
but you just
account,
gotta
and I think
go
I
through
have
your
to
Wizards
remake
account.
my account if I want to do that.
No, you can edit it when you edit your name.
Can you edit your name? I thought it was like you just make it, and then that's just what it is.
If you
Yeah,
tap
have
on
to
the
edit
bottom
your name
left.
for your Wizard account,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Update profile, I assume.
Yeah. So yeah,
Oh, you mean
it used to
when you're
say
looking at,
name,
like,
now
your
it's now it
wizard?
says pronouns on it.
That's for the.
Yeah, I'll just put the name.
It's
Chris.
something I want to do too, is I want to change my name on here. But
Don't need a double dip on the one more game thing. All right, so let's rotate the players. 1, 3, and 4. So we start hip at 1 life, and we all start at 3. 40.
That seems fair. I mean, deck seems to be doing its thing, which is good. But I have to say that if there was like a single blue player that had a single counterspell, in
Yeah,
their
that's what it
deck,
is.
that this whole thing would just cave immediately.
You're playing 3 quote unquote stompy decks right now, so
Literally any counterspell just takes the whole thing apart. And like,
three stompy
there are
versus
other ways to
combo is
amass
a little bit
enough
awkward when the
goblins.
combo deck can play everything in one turn. I said 3 stompy decks versus 1 combo deck is a little bit awkward when the combo deck can play everything in one turn.
yeah.
I was kind of surprised
Agreed.
nobody was really like swinging at me.
I think no one was really swinging because like everyone had their planeswalker out for like we're trying to protect.
We're all trying to like
things
protect
and
it.
things like that.
Yeah.
So I feel
Yeah.
like that's a combo might be a little bit better in Oathbreaker because there'll be a lot more like board stalls because people want to protect their walkers more.
That's
Yeah,
what it
like
is,
you
yeah.
think people have more protection than actual like counter spells in their decks in general, you think?
Yeah, in my I have a Rowan Jessica's Will Oathbreaker, and it basically just tries to control the board as much as possible to keep making sure that the Planeswalker sticks overall.
Was it not on? Were you saying the pronouns thing was on the wizards, or is it on
The bottom
Oh.
left where
spell table? Or
yeah, so you open up
wizards?
spell table on the page and you hover to the left side, there's like the camera and whatnot. The bottom one, you click on that, and then you're able to hit update profile.
Yeah, I was saying the name. Like if you
Oh, you're
wanted to
saying,
change
like,
your actual
you
name on
remember
here,
it right
I think
now.
you have to go through Wizards. But for Protons, you can just do that.
Yeah, pronouns basically just you can make it just your name at that point. Just leave basically hip, and then in the parentheses, like add your actual name, quote unquote.
Chris, what have you found is an optimal land count for these decks?
I'm still on the. It depends on the deck. Some of them, like right, this one I have 23 in this deck. Depends on how quickly you can draw through the deck itself. I feel is that's what you determine how much mana you actually want to throw into it. Like
I'm
my
running 17 mountains or 16 mountains and one great furnace.
And that's the thing. Like usually, I would say like if you're going fast with like the cantrips with the rituals, then you can get down to like 18, 19 on the super high end. I'm good with my hand whenever y'all's ready as well, because we could probably get 2 more in there.
This is a slow hand, but I'm gonna keep it.
And we got some
Moot Tyrant Smasher with Thirsting Breed.
Ooh, different deck.
A little bit of infed.
Ooh, shit. Should I keep this slow hand?
It's not that fast.
Oh, did we? Wait, is this
Probably.
turn order?
Yeah, this is the turn order. I reset it. I
Oh.
randomized it again.
Oh, okay. Oh, I gotta take my life total down.
So used to put in 30. All right, 20.
30. What, you been playing Brawl?
No, Pauper. This regular Pauper, just a 30 for Commander.
Oh, Pauper Commander?
Yeah,
Ah.
I play a
that's
lot of it.
interesting. Put on.
That and Brawl.
I draw on my first turn, even though I'm first. This is basically just Commander.
Yeah,
with
you can
some
still
different
draw.
numbers.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna play a Great Furnace as my land for turn, and then I'm gonna pass the turn.
Plain, tap it, or Healer's Walk?
I will draw, play a forest, and pass the turn.
All right. One tap draw to forest into a Finhorn Elves.
All right, I'm gonna untap and draw. I'm gonna play a mountain and get Reckless and cast Reckless Impulse on turn 2. Like an absolute
Ooh,
wild man.
That's
Here
crazy.
on Twitch tonight. Get Big Score and Goblin Instigator. See if I can slap those down next turn. I'll pass the turn there.
Mountain, tap 2 for an Iron Mirror, taps for red, and hip. I will hit you for 1.
I will take that one, and it is warranted.
I will draw. I will play a mountain for turn. Pathetic Prism. When it ETBs, draw a card. Pay 1, tap it, add any color. And I will pass the turn.
Draw, tap 2. That'd be wide open. Probably not the best. 1, 2, 3. Probably not.
Is Samut the only Gruul uncommon planeswalker?
To my knowledge,
Someone was
yes.
telling me there's only one.
Do 3 for Master Chef.
Yeah, hip. The only color combo or colors that are repeated in Pauper Oathbreaker is mono red, because there's the only ones that
The
you have
2020
access to
card, yeah.
is uncommon from War of the Spark, plus the one uncommon Strandra from M20.
Which is so fun, just have that one random thing.
Yep.
I actually built her online. I did cat tribal, cat elementals.
All right, I'm gonna untap and draw. I'm going to tap this mountain and this Great Furnace. I'm gonna play Desperate Ritual, so I'll add red, red, red to my mana pool. I will play this mountain, and from exile I will cast Big Score. As an additional cost, I have to discard a card, and I will discard Flame Blessed Bolt since there are no planeswalkers out right now. And I'm going to draw 2 cards and make 2 treasure tokens. And I'm going to sack the treasures. I'm going to cast Goblin Instigator. A goblin. Broke out my shiny oily goblins. Thank you,
fancy with it.
Dominaria Remastered. And then I'll pass the turn there.
Eric ended up switching their deck, so the mana dork having to get pinged is your Fintorn Elves this game.
Yep.
And combat, 1 damage at you, Eric.
I will untap and draw. Play a mountain for turn. I will just pass the turn.
Right, untap and draw to a forest. I'm gonna tap 2 for a Nat Lore, and then 2 for a Desert of Indomitable. So I'm gonna pass turn. I'm gonna do the whole thing right now. All right, so forest, and then that's the card for draw.
What was that other one called? Desert of the Indomitable?
Yeah, 1 in a green, cycle it, discard a card, and discard it and draw.
Oh, it's the green cycle land. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
It has Ronus on it, it looks like.
Yeah, they have all the
A Ronus statue.
the god style.
I love cycling cards. My Pauper deck actually is Cycle Storm.
That's cool.
It's super fun.
You're good to go after that though.
Right on. Yeah, just untapped and drew. I'm gonna play this totally rad flavor text land here. And I'm gonna tap as you explore the slums of the outer city, comma. You keep hearing rumors of a den of werewolves in the caves below Dusthawk Hill, which is relevant because we had Arlinn at the table today. I'm going to tap 2, and I'm going to cast Dragon Fodder, and I'll get a couple more goblins. And then with my Mountain and my Great Furnace, I'll tap those for a Mind Stone.
Basically creating that value right there, I say. Just building the board a little bit.
Getting some gobos. These guys are summoning sick. Casey, your plane, Ari's your planeswalker is out.
Yep. And my creature is tapped. Both of my creatures are tapped, I guess I should say.
Target tapped creature. I guess if I don't swing it, you can't hit my goblin with it if it's not tapped.
It's a very weird form of protection.
Yeah. I think I'm. It's
Sounds like Boros.
like pseudo protection. It's not like I can't hit your planeswalker, but it's like maybe I don't want to do that because of what you could do if you chose to do that thing.
Boros is the Avenger colors, not the pre-Avengers colors.
You're reactive. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna pass my turn there.
Be a little bit weird, but it's always Boros, so. 3 mana for a Blade Graft Aspirant.
Nice.
2/3 menace. Quick spells I cast cost 1 less to cast, and activate abilities of equipment I control that target this card costs 1 less to act. So I will pay 1 mana for a Bladed Pinion. This is my card that's very nostalgia driven. I always looked at and was like, this looks so cool, but it's so bad.
Oh yeah, this card. I was thinking about putting this maybe in my Balan commander deck, which is pretty janky right now, but I like that card too.
I think Balan is designed to be jank. Just get the most janky equipment you can and just see what happens.
Yeah, you could literally just cram a bunch of equipments in there, which is basically what I did. I have some of the swords and stuff and some good things in there, and then I have a ton of janky stuff, and then one day it'll be really, really nice, but now it's just Gatorium.
I'm slowly working on my collection of swords now. Back to my turn. This has a quick cost of 2, but it is reduced by 2 by these 2 cards, so I will equip it for free. I will put 1 damage.
Sorry, what did you say? I just kind of cut out there.
For a second. 1 damage that you hit.
Yep. Does that have lifelink on it or something?
Has flying, lifelink, and first strike at the moment.
Can't pick it up. What's it called? You say Glinthawk?
Healer. Healer. This is a generic bird, basically.
Yep. 1/1 flying, lifelink, but Nahiri gets it first strike this turn.
Healer is all I heard. I will just take the 1. Which healer is it?
Healer's Hawk.
Healer Hawk. Okay, thank you. Oh, Healer's Hawk. Yep, take 1.
Pastor?
I will draw for turn. I will play a force. I'm going to pay 4 and bring out my Tyrant Smasher. And then I will pass the turn.
Untap and draw. I'll do 5 for Avenging Hunter. Take the initiative. Go look for a forest. Pass turn. I'm in the first room of the Undercity.
Undercity. Untap, and I will draw my card for turn. Ooh. I think my deck definitely is a little overpowered for the situation at the table here. I think I have it again, but it's different this time. So it's slightly different. So I have Skirk Prospector here.
Yeah.
I have for Seething Song,
Pick 5.
get 5, second spell, cast Jaya, UTVs with 5 loyalty. Then here I'm gonna sack 3 goblins, cast Empty the Warrens. I'll get 6, and then I can sack those 6 to cast it again.
Right.
I can just keep doing that until I've cast it 69,420 times.
Yep, correct.
And then sack 2 goblins and grape shot and
board.
Grape shot all the stuff.
Yeah.
And life totals.
All right, so let's swap out Empty the Warrens to something else. I think that would bring it down.
I agree. I don't know what
That's as to what it would be. If you have a lightning bolt floating around somewhere, just do lightning bolt, I guess.
Let me see if I can find something relevant.
That's just to
do that isn't Empty the Warrens in there. So that I can power this down a little bit.
I think that alone will do it. Yeah.
If I had another Pauper Oathbreaker deck, I would just switch decks. But since I do not,
mine are all online right now, so I don't have anything. It's the only one I have in paper right now. That's not non-Pauper.
Yeah, I feel like the issue isn't the deck; it's the banning like rules. The cards that should be banned at the moment.
Correct. Yeah.
It's like, is it on you? Like, build what you can build.
But at the end of the day,
They should-
a lot
they
of the
should
testing,
absolutely-
yeah.
It definitely feels
We
like
should ban Empty the Warrens and Pauper
yeah.
Oathbreaker.
Yep, some of the cards that are in the deck that are banned in Pauper should probably be in Pauper 88 for the same reason. Or Pauper 88, Pauper Oathbreaker, all of that fun stuff.
Well, Chris, we'll just have to talk to Mad Kids when we go to Philly.
Well, I couldn't even
Maybe-
find any like rules and restricted or anything like that for Pauper Oathbreaker at all. Even
No,
just
they're
like
yeah.
Googling.
So I've been talking to the rules committee about it. They're just starting to see that the Pauper Oathbreaker is just going to be a short term thing because there's only a few of the options available. So it's probably not going to hold up past like a month or two, just because there's only the 21 options comparatively to like the regular
They have to
Pauper
like
Commander.
print more uncommon planeswalkers.
Yeah. So right now it's probably not going to have any like potential of anything whatsoever. But I've been just doing a bunch of games with it and talking to the RC about it, so I can let them know.
That was definitely fair because you said the only ones that were banned are like Ristic Study and
Yeah.
Mystic Remora. Like that was it.
For now, yeah, because it's the same direct rules as Pauper Commander in regards to the ban list and whatnot when I talk to them.
Let me try Pauper Commander then.
I think the only thing that would really make sense other than Empty the Warrens in the deck, maybe Goblin Warstrike.
That's the
Yeah, you pay a red and it deals damage equal to the number of goblins you
Gobos,
control
yeah.
to target player.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
fine with
like
me.
definitely going to power it down quite a bit. Then that also that really creates a limitation on like how many goblins I can make at a time.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Just see how she rolls out, you know.
I think that should slow it down quite a bit.
You should update that in the spell table too.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
All right. Let's randomize the order again.
I think I'm gonna keep this deck around.
Yeah, it definitely holds value.
In here, there's no I want one of these black deck boxes, but we don't have them at my LGS right now. The Oathbreaker deck that I'm building, like the legit
Yeah.
or whatever. But it's Tezzeret, Master of the Bridge with Thoughtcast.
Ooh. Yeah, that's good.
And I didn't build it. I literally was just like, I don't know anything about Oathbreaker. I'm just gonna Google a deck that somebody says is good, and then I'm gonna build that, and then I'll tinker with it after I play it a bit.
I did that with Saheeli's Thoughtcast.
Yeah.
That was the other one I built. That's a similar to how your deck is right now. It's a storm-based combo. Most of my Oathbreaker decks are storm, weirdly enough.
Yeah, it seems like a good method. I was considering putting Grape Shot in here, but then like in Pauper, Grape Shot was banned as well, I think.
I think that would probably be the easiest transition for the format is if they just whatever the actual 60 card Pauper ban list is, just apply that already. You know?
Yeah. But it also is it's like a totally different format though, so it might maybe that could be like a jumping off point, and then they could figure out what makes sense in there. Or like if people end up just playing it a lot as like a meme format.
I think it'll definitely start pulling up a lot actually. The way that the hype behind it has been more recently, because people just like the speed behind it. They like that a lot.
Yeah, I think Oathbreaker is going to be really huge in general, but you're saying like Pauper Oathbreaker might be a thing that just is like a couple months or whatever. But
yeah,
I would like to see it see Pauper Oathbreaker become a thing. I think Pauper format iterations of existing formats is interesting.
Like I said, that's what I went off of was both Pauper and Oathbreaker's ban list, just because I think for playing it a bit, the Pauper ban list would be more accurate than it's 60 cards, and the spells that are problematic because they're
in 60, yeah.
It's 4 cards, 60 card, 60 card format, so your win cons you will always see. And in Pauper Oathbreaker, it's even worse because not only do you always see it, you will always have it too.
Exactly. And a lot of the things that are there in the ban list for Pauper are a spell, you know?
Yeah, and then
and
the other thing is, I mean, like I think that's part of the appeal of Oathbreaker though, is that it is faster and there's less cards to get through, and your deck is more focused because there's just simply less cards in it. And I think the best thing about it actually is because you have almost 50% less cards than EDH, it makes it significantly cheaper. Which is
correct.
Very cool. That's like my favorite part.
We all good and good?
Yeah.
I'm good to go.
All right.
I'm just gonna keep my first 7 here.
Yeah, seems.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, we'll do forest. Thriving the roots. Look for a forest. Good.
Oh yeah, I had a plan and then I drew a card, which changed my plan. So Sacred Peak tap. Pastor.
I will untap and draw. I'm gonna play a mountain, and I will tap it for a spear spewer. And then I'll pass the turn.
I will draw. I will play an autonomous furnace. Comes in tapped. If I tap it, it adds a mountain. If I pay colas, hit a mountain and tap it and destroy it, I get to draw a card, and I will pass turn.
Untap, draw. Forest. Tap 2 for a nat lore. You're good.
Plains, Sacred Peaks, tapping for red for a Goblin Cavalier, tapping the plains for an Explorer. So, Cavalier, the one with trample, it gets +2/+0 for each equipment attack.
Oh, that card is sick.
There's a
I'm gonna
few in
screenshot
that work
card.
well with that.
Explorer's Scope. I forgot about that card. I'm gonna screenshot that too. All right, I'm gonna untap Mountain. I'm gonna tap 2 and play an Iron Mirror. I think that is gonna be my turn.
Untap and draw. Play a forest, and then I'm gonna tap 2 and play a Deadly Recluse. It's got reach, death touch, and it is a 1/2. And I will pass the turn.
Forest. Tap 2 for a Mind Stone. Tap 2 for a Dusk Shell Crawler, putting the 1/1 counter on it itself. And pass turn.
That's a 1/4 with trample at the moment.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. Lanes for my land for turn. 2 white for a Great Sword of Fear. When a quick creature attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it and tap up to 1 target creature defending player controls. And that has a quick cost of 1 white, which I will activate on Goblin Cavalier. Go to combat, will attack, and I will attack you. This is a 1, 2, 3 +1, so it'd be a 4/2.
Were you going on again?
That's what I'm deciding on right now.
Oh, okay. I thought
I
you
think
said.
it will just this it will go at you still. So when it attacks, it gets a +1/+1 counter on it.
Yep.
And I will tap your
Yeah.
so
What are you tapping?
I think it's me.
trample.
Is it me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you able to hear me?
Okay. Are you swinging at Chris or Hip?
I said hip. Are you
Oh, I
able
thought,
to hear me?
I thought you said E.
I thought E originally too. I thought it was me.
Yeah, I thought it was me.
What are you
My mic
tapping
messing
with
up or
your?
something then?
You were a little quiet at
Uh,
one moment. That's why.
What are you
I can
tapping with
check
the
real quick.
ability of the?
I'm tapping the Iron Mirror.
Does it untap on my untap step if you do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And how big is your creature?
A 4/2 with trample.
4/2. In response to you tapping the Iron Mirror, I'm gonna tap Spear Spewer and have it deal 1 damage to each player.
Yep.
So we'll all take a damage.
Yep.
I'm on the wrong monitor right now. There we go. And the Iron Mirror will get tapped, and then I'll take 4.
Alright.
And draw these 2 mountains in my Iron Mirror for Decanter of Endless Water. And I will. Yeah, I'm gonna pass the turn there. Actually.
Alrighty. Untap and draw. I will play a mountain. Tap all 3. Play Phyrexian Digester. Infect. And it is a 2/1. And I will pass the turn.
Untap and draw. Do a forest. Tap 3 for Jiang. Tap 3 for Fertilid. ETBs with 2 counters on it. I'm going to -1 on Jiang. Puts him at 2 to put this to 3. And then I'm going to pass the turn after that.
I'm sorry, you said you were passing your turn, didn't you?
Yeah.
Wow,
No worry, you're good.
that just registered with me. I'm sitting here like, I wonder what they're gonna do on their turn. And I'm like, you just said pass your turn. At your end step, or as you move to your end step, I'm gonna tap Spear Spear to do a damage to everybody's dome.
I said I was moving to combat. I don't know.
Oh, you
what's
said you were
going on with my
moving to
mic right now.
combat.
Yeah.
Gotta love the internet.
Okay.
All right, so he's
that's
at
where I'm at.
combat. We'll do that later. So, all right. So Casey's at combat right now, so we're up to date.
Yeah, this would be a 7/3 when it attacks is what I was trying to figure out.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay.
Chris, now will come at you.
Yep. So I'll take the
Specifically,
7.
Din Yang. And when I attack Din Yang, I'm going to tap your Fertilid.
Yep. Fertile is down. It's
So
7.
this is a 7/3 with trample. I mean, that's Din Yang.
Yeah.
And when I attack the floor scope trigger,
Yeah. I'll take the
then
7.
I'll
Go to
only
12.
attack it. I'm attacking your Planeswalker.
Oh, my Planeswalker. Oh, it'll die then. I can't obviously block the 7. Put that to 1. Back to 19. That was a major hit though.
Iron Mirror for turn, and then I will play Burrow's Garrison as my land for turn, putting the planes back. Pass turn.
All right, so now you can activate
Now you
Spear.
have pass
Yep.
turn. Or, yeah, I'll tap Spear now, and then I'll ping everybody for 1.
Yep.
Including myself, and then I will go to my turn and then tap. I'll tap 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna cast Big Score, discarding. What should I discard here? I think we'll discard Thermopod because it is not a goblin, and now my thing is Goblin War Strike, so it seems mostly irrelevant. And then I'll draw 2 and make 2 treasure tokens. I am going to, from here, exile Simian Spirit Guide from my hand for a red mana, and I will use that red mana for a Matic Star. This treasure, and I'm going to play Kuldotha Rebirth, and I'll sacrifice this artifact, Chromatic Star, and I'll make 3 1/1 red goblin creature tokens. When this goes to the battlefield, I'll draw a card.
Love Kuldotha's Rebirth.
It's such a cool card. And it's like one of the really good cards in the Kuldotha red turn deck and Pauper, in my opinion.
Oh, 100%.
There's a really fun card, which is like, I think it's like 1 red, I forget what it's called, Goblin Grenade. It's like 1 red and you sack a goblin.
Oh, they do
and it
called
does
5 damage to anything, yeah.
It's like kind of stupid and bad, but if you make enough goblins, it gets like pretty dank pretty quick. Then from there, I think I'm just gonna pass my turn.
I will untap and draw.
Actually, I think that was a huge misplay on my part, actually.
Forest. I'm gonna tap 4 and put out the Plague Nurse. Talks to if I pay 2 colorless in a forest, each other creature I control with Tox gets an extra Tox. I can only activate it once per turn. Let's see. We got a lot of goblins. I'm gonna go to combat, and I'm going to swing at Casey with a 1/2 Death Touch and a 2/1 with Infect.
All right. I'm gonna block with Iron Mirror for the Infector.
Yep.
So I take 2 damage, right, and we trade.
Take 1 damage and then we trade. Yeah. Then I will pass the turn.
All right. Untap and draw 2 forests. I'll activate this twice. Go get 2 forests on the battlefield tapped, just to thin it out. I'll crack the stone. Draw a card. Pay 1 for Land Worlds. I pass turn.
I will move to combat and attack. When I attack you, Eric, I will tap your Plague Nurse. Moves to 3+1/+1 counter, so it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 damage coming at you.
Gotcha.
And the Explorer Scope triggers. I will put the planes onto the battlefield tab. Second main phase. A red. 4 mana for my commander, or Oathbreaker as it's called. I'll -1 it and hit the Iron Mirror.
I hit my Iron Mirror. Nothing I can do about that. That'll happen.
Planes per turn. Cast Steel Sacred Gift, and I will go grab Trailblazers Torch.
What was that last thing you said there, Casey?
I'm looking for my Trailblazers Torch off of my signature spell, so that's getting put into my hand, and I'm passing turn.
I will untap, draw a card here. We lost Casey.
Yep.
Casey, you there? Your screen just go black?
I think he's gone.
I think he might have DC'd.
Yeah, let me see. He's still in the chats of on the.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, there we go. All right.
Come back, Casey.
Yeah, my mute button for my mic also closes windows when I'm hovering over the tab, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, got you.
But we good.
I just drew my card for turn. I'm going to play this mountain. And I will tap her. Well, you have that giant tramply guy, don't you?
That's the thing. He's a large individual over there.
He tramples, right?
Yeah, and it taps on a thing as well.
That's problematic.
But if you swing it, he has the Nahiri doing solid work too, and the pseudo protection.
Some would say he's just kind of average. I don't know if they would use the word large, but
He's a good sized lad.
Here's what I'm going to do, lads of all sizes. I'm going to tap 2 mountains, and I'll play Impact Tremors. And then I'm going to tap this mountain and Decanter of Endless Water. I'm going to cast Dragon Fodder, and I'll make 2 1/1 red goblin creature tokens.
Then we'll take 2.
And you'll all take 2.
Pop.
Then I just want to kind of space this out so that we're see that these are not out. I'm going to push them up a little higher than I would like them to be. They're kind of in that transparent zone, but I just don't want it to look like they're out because they're definitely not out. And it is at this juncture that I will pass the turn. My hand here.
I will untap and draw a mountain. Here's the thing. 4. Bring out my Tyrant Smasher. I will down tick her 1, put +2/+1 on the Plague Nurse. I can find the 4. Scry 1. I'll need that. Then I will go to combat, which is going to be a 5/5. I will, Ares, I will swing my 5/5 box 2 at your Oathbreaker and a 1/1 Death Touch at you.
I will remind you that opens you up to lethal and crackback.
Yep, I know.
Okay, then no blocks. So Nahiri dies, and where was the other creature going?
At your face.
So
Just
one
one.
damage?
Just 1 damage. And I will pass turn.
All right, untap and draw. I'll just do this. Tap 8 for a Maelstrom Colossus. 7/7 Cascade. Let's see what I get. It's probably going to be nothing. It is a Greater Sandworm, actually. Can't be blocked by powers 2 or less, and it's a 7/7. So I just got 2 7/7 for 8 mana.
Big mana deck doing big mana things.
Yeah, did not expect to
15
cascade into
mana
that.
worth of stuff. That was insane.
I'm just gonna pass the turn after that. Now that I have a little bit of a wall.
A little
So
bit.
your best hit off of that, correct?
These 3 can attack right now.
Yeah, I'm saying the Greater Sandworm was probably your best hit off of the 8.
Oh, 100%.
Correct?
100%. It's that
You said
one.
my turn, correct?
Yeah, you're good to go. There's that one, and then everything gets trampled with just like a 6/6. I think it is. There's like the 2 total things I could have hit, and that's definitely the best one, probably.
That's pretty slamming.
Like Earth is mine. 3 mana to cast a Haunted Cloak. Equipped creature has Vigilance, Trample, and Haste. 3 mana for Militant Inquisitor. Gets +1/+0 for each equipment I control.
Yep.
I currently control 3, so it's I'll equip it with a Haunted Cloak. So it is Vigilance, Trample, and Haste. Then I will move to combat. I will attack Eric with the Goblin Cavalier. And the Militant Inquisitor will go at hip. Attack triggers. Great Sword will tap down one of your 2 tapped creatures. It doesn't really matter. Put +1/+1 counter on it. And then Explorer Scope will trigger.
And Militant Inquisitor is a 5/3.
5/3 with Trample right now.
5/3 with trample. Doesn't have indestructible though.
No, so if you want to block with 3 goblins, we would trade.
Yeah, I think it's worth it to do that. So I'm gonna block it with 3 goblins. And I guess I'll just take 2 and they'll trade.
I will pass her.
Die, and as you move to your end step, I will tap Spearer to deal the damage to everybody. And then I will untap and draw a card. Tap 1, 2, 3, and I'll cast Goblin Matron, and on ETB that'll do a damage to each of you.
14.
And then I'll go, this is my hand here, and then I'll go get a goblin and reveal it. I'm gonna get Mogwar Marshal. I will sack this treasure, tap this mountain. This is likely a misplay here, but I'm gonna play Mogwar Marshal, and it'll make a goblin when it ETBs, so that'll do 2 damage to you guys.
Yeah, 12.
And then I'm gonna pass my turn there.
So untap and draw. I did.
Notably, if you had like any ritual in your hand, more than likely or not, if you still had Empty the Warrens in the command zone, probably would have won that turn.
Probably I would have. Full disclosure, I just drew Empty the Warrens, and that's in my hand right now. So
It's a lot less scary when it's in your hand, though, and you can't recast.
Yeah, and I can't just recast it over and over again. So, like, it'll make some goblins, and then it will be gone, you know.
All right, I'm going to tap 5 to recast Jiang. Put a counter on... I'll put it on the Maelstrom. This goes down to 2. I'm going to put 2 for Setessan Champion on the Maelstrom. Draw a card. I'm going to go to combat swing the Great Worm over at Hip because he can't block it.
That is true.
And then I'm going to swing the other two over at Aries. So it's 8, 9, 10, and 11 total.
Sneaking in that fertile.
Yeah, so there's the Fertilid, Land War, and then the Maelstrom. So it's exactly 11.
Then
Yeah, I
I'm
thought you were
taking
gonna only hit
7.
me for 10 so they could spirit me to death.
I was thinking the same thing.
I'm gonna tap 2 in total for Vines of Vastwood, giving my creature +4/+4 to kill him.
Well, in response, I'm gonna tap Spear, and I'm gonna ping everybody for 1.
All
Put
right.
you at 11 and to put myself at. Well, I would put me at 10, and then I would go to -1.
Huzzah! All right, and just over 11 o'clock, so not too bad.
Yeah, Empty the Warrens is too broken,
Yeah.
but I don't think Goblin War Strike is the right.
No,
alternative.
it's not the right one.
I'd something.
Even maybe battle him, if anything, you know?
I was saying that, but like almost a quarter. I took a couple of ritual type things out, but nearly a quarter of the deck is like rituals and stuff.
Great shot is probably the like you try and combo off and still win, but I feel like that's not that far off of Empty the Warren you combo off. I don't think it would have solved the problem we were having.
Thank you for the
but
follow, Monkey.
It's probably the second best card to go in there.
Yeah, it's like it was. We nerfed it down. We solved the problem. Goblin War Strike up there.
Yeah.
And
what I was saying is, if you had any ritual in your hand, anything that produced you mana, even if it was just like an untapped land, the turn you played Goblin Matron, you would have just searched for Skirk Prospector and then played that. You would have, assumingly, if you had that in your hand, not blocked the 3 creatures I had because you would have been going for the win again.
I could have grabbed Skirk Prospector, but I opted not to do that.
With Skirk plus your 6 other goblins, you would have just needed, I think, 1 more mana to then cast Empty the Warrens on that turn. I think is what I figured out.
Yeah, because then I got the Empty the Warrens there, and then if I had not cast the Goblin Matron and all that stuff, and on that turn played it, and then I would have gotten Skirk, and then I could have sacked a bunch of stuff, and then I'd have Empty the Warrens, but I didn't know that's what I was going to draw. So.
All right, so on that note, we're going to do quick say who ya are and where people can find you, and then we'll wrap it up. So, Aries, you can go.
Yep, my name is Casey. I'm with Value Engine EDH. I like to build decks that are just a value engine. I like to draw cards and solitary like turns. But so this type of deck that I played today, where it is just borrow speed down, was complete change for what I normally play. Yeah, it was a good time. I liked the deck. I am very happy to sit down with my current play group and be like, all right, you guys want to play some Oathbreaker? I'm going to play Pauper Oathbreaker with a 4 deck.
Hell yeah.
Feel bad for me, and then just beat them in the face with a 9/3 with Trample.
It's a good feeling there.
Yeah, that is everything I got.
I am Hipstevious Catsmeowth, owner and curator of Hipstevious Catsmeowth Gaming Emporium. And you can come through and check us out. I will drop the link to my Discord. Drop my solo.2 link, I guess. Come through and join the Discord if you like. Hang out. We've got almost 140 or 50 people or something like that in there.
That's pretty solid.
Everyone's pretty chill and good people. Trying to amble on and stall while I pull up my solo.2 here and it's not loading. There we go. Got it. Yeah. First try. Totally.
Boom.
And we'll slap it right in there. So yeah, you can come through and join the Discord if you want. We have a ton of EDH players, as you would probably expect or suspect. We've got a small group of CEDH cats in there. We have some modern players. We have some legacy players. We have players of all formats of Magic. And we love to share memes, and we love to talk spoilers in the spoilers channel and all kinds of other great stuff. You can find me everywhere, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, etc. at Hipstevious, and I'm hoping to get some live streams of my own going on Twitch in a bit. And maybe we can raid your channel, Chris, when
Hell
we get
yeah.
that going. That's it for me.
All right, and Eric.
EB Shiny, other known as Eric. We play Pauper, many different. We'll play Commander, we'll play Oathbreaker on Mondays. On Thursdays, we play some casual EDH. Tomorrow, Chris isn't on. That's unusual, but we're going to be playing 3-color Commanders. So we'll see what happens. We got some cool gameplays for this weekend. My link tree is in the chat. So if you guys want to play some more Pauper, we play on Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I know I got a bunch of spots open towards the end of the month. So if you guys want to jump on some more Pauper, just let me know. And some of the ones towards the end of the month are kind of crazy. So I know they're very unique. So I know we still have some spots open for the perfect first hand. So you go through your deck, pick out the best 7 cards you want that you think you're going to win the game with, and that's your hand.
See what happens.
And see
Are you the guy that I bumped into on Spell Table that asked us to do this at a CEDH table the other night?
No.
Okay.
No.
I was going through my deck and I was trying to sculpt the perfect 7, and I was like, damn, this is actually like really hard.
Right.
My CEDH deck is not finished, and I'm missing like the fast mana and stuff, so it was like impossible.
Yeah, so we got that fun idea, and then I think the end of the month you start with 2 basically. It's going to be a fun time. We're trying to do some unique things and see what gameplays we're going to keep and what we're not on the stream. Other than that, all my stuff's in the chat. So if you guys want to check everything out, all my links are in the link tree in the chat. Other than that, thanks, Chris.
Most definitely. All right. And on that note, I am Chris from One More Game, MTG. All the links are at OMGMTG. We can find Twitch, Twitter, the Instagram, and the whole 9 yards. And you always keep a lookout for our monthly giveaways. We are working on currently April's giveaway, so keep a lookout for that as well. And all right, let's see what we can raid, because we have a few people still floating around. The EDH Recast is playing with Meg right now, so I'll just do that so we can get some people over there. Let's see if I do this right. It says there's subscriber only chat. Pretty sure I was already subscribed, but apparently not. So we're not going to do them. Who else is out there? Oh, Katie Carlisle's playing. Let's do that. Let me rate her channel. Perfect. Yeah, way better choice. Copy the name. Type in /raid Katie Carlisle. Unrecognized. Learn to spell raid. I do that all the time where I do RIAD. All right. Something's happening. We'll see what happens. All right. Whoever I raid, I raid. I don't know what's going to happen. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great evening. Remember, one more game is just never enough. All right. Peace.
Laters.